Good. Yeah. So yeah, so off we go. I really have to stress people that I've just had a few like bailouts over the past couple of weeks, and people go, "Oh, I'll watch the shit online." If you have agreed to come to the grammar classes, you have agreed to come to the grammar classes. Some people were not allowed in, some people have been allowed in. I'm not liking or appreciating the amount of bailouts. Not allowed to do it. Do you know what I mean? So, and also, I get the revenue from the people that come. So people go, "Oh yeah, Luke, I'll watch the homework and I'll catch up." I'm like, no, you can pay the money that you owe, whether you're coming or not, and it's for me to decide whether you come back. And I really mean that without being spiteful. Yeah, I really have to stress that if you've been allowed in the grammar class, it's not like a, "Oh, you know, this might be a bit of fun, whatever." It's you are in that class, that is your class. And the amount of people that go, "Oh, Luke, yeah, I've been invited out to this thing," or "Why did you say yes? Thursday at this time is your time." And I'm afraid I'm allowed to say that. I reserve the ability to say that because I have to organise the class, organise that there's enough people to divide it between everybody else, because otherwise it's quite intense. Am I going to get the remuneration that I need for the hour with those who are coming? So if you're in the grammar class, I get paid whether you come or not, and it's for you guys to let me know, because in my other work, people don't let me know in 48 hours, they pay for the class. Can I just make that absolutely clear? Yeah, in my other work, if I don't get 48 hours notice and a good excuse, they pay for the class. So is that absolutely clear all round? Yeah, because I know what I know. I don't mean this horribly. I know how hard I drive to get the results and the grammar interview. This isn't some hop on, hop off, take the piss shop. Yeah. So final telling off. I really, really mean that. I also, when I say can people pay on the same day, I mean on the same day, not over the next 2-3 days. Yeah. On coffee after the class, the agreed amount. Okay. Because that's also people are starting to get a little bit, "Oh, he doesn't mind, he's a laugh," and all this business. I am a laugh, but work is work. So can we please have that credit where credit is due, done in the proper fashion? All right. So yeah, good. And so I will leave that a message to say the same thing in the group, because people are like, "Oh, he's fun, he doesn't matter, whatever." I'm like, no. That is not how this is going to roll. Right. So, Anthony, can you please say for me the man I live with? The man I live with.
L'homme qui habite.
That's just fucking
Oh,
report.
l'homme avec qui je vis.
That's better. Wake up, one more time, go again. Come on, I've got a lot to do. Go. Come on, hurry up.
L'homme avec qui j'habite.
We can't, nobody can hear you, Anthony, so speak, go. The man I live with, go.
Oh, I think it might be my connection. L'homme avec qui j'habite.
It's frozen anyway. Lovely, good. But it wasn't your connection, why it was shit. The company I work for, company being a thing, not people. Anthony, the company I work for, company being feminine. Your microphone is now off, Anthony. Sorry. Why is your microphone off? Come on, get your shit together. Come on, the company I work for.
La cité que
Stand still. I have seen no evidence that you've done last week's work in any way, shape, or form.
Sorry, the connection, I had an issue.
What did you say?
The connection, like I couldn't hear you for a bit, and I was going in and out connection-wise.
Yes, it's on the internet, isn't it? Yes, it also goes in the group. So are there any other bullshit excuses? It was online, it was put on YouTube, and it's also in Skype for you to download. So are there any excuses? Why am I going to carry on now? Have you done last week's work? Abigail.
No, yes, I meant.
Abigail, say for me, the company I work for. The company I work for.
L'entreprise pour laquelle je travaille.
Colin, can you say for me the girl I received a letter from? The girl I received a letter from.
La femme laquelle j'ai reçu une lettre.
Stand. No. No. The girl I received a letter from.
La femme ce que j'ai reçu une lettre.
Colin, just disgusting. Just disgusting work. Disgusting. Appalling. Appalling, Colin. Last week, we had the first section, which was over who was doing the verb that came next. What were the first two choices last week, Colin? What were the first two words?
Que, qui.
Good. Qui and que. Okay. That was about who does what comes next. What was the next section, Colin?
That, ce que, ce qui.
And that was when we had the word what, which is not a question, and we then decided what came next. In the example I've just given you, did we have what when it wasn't a question?
No.
So why are you randomly shouting out fucking secure? What was the next half? What was in theme, Colin? The theme of the next half. What was the theme of the next half? Beginning with a P.
Oh, the prepositions.
They all had prepositions in them, didn't they? Whether they were human or otherwise, they all had prepositions. And what does one do with the preposition? What do we need to do with the preposition? When we've got the preposition in English, what do we need to do with the preposition in French? We need to
keep it. We keep it.
Thank
we bring
you.
the preposition
So
forward.
if I basically said something like, you know, the girl I received a letter from, what's the preposition from?
From, de.
Thank you. So now, what other two prepositions in English are de in French? What other two are de in French?
Of and about.
Good. Which one do we preserve the de, and which one do we use the other word? What's the other word we're going to use when we've got the relative pronoun with de? What's the other word we're going to use, Colin?
Dans.
And which one out of from, of, or about do we not do that with?
I don't know.
I don't know means I didn't fucking do the homework. Which, because it was all explained in the class, and it was explained in the relative pronoun video, and it was explained in the challenge. What? Don't coast on my energy, any of you. It's getting really on my tits this week. What is the preposition that we use out of de for of, de for from, and de for about that we don't transform into dans when it goes the other way around? Which one of the three, Colin? Have a guess.
About.
Wrong. From. So the girl I talk about, la fille dont je parle, the girl of whom I have need, la fille dont j'ai besoin. The girl I receive a letter from, la fille de qui je reçois une lettre. Okay, I'm going to make this a winner stays on group. You will complete the quiz at the start of the following week, and I need to see evidence of homework, or there's no point. I'm not teaching you more information for it to just then fall into the whatever. All right. Now, new guy, remind me how you pronounce your first name. Say it again. I can't hear you. You've got a connection that's shit. Come right close to the camera. I'm not going to struggle with a shit connection. What's your first name?
It is Akshaj.
Akshad, lovely. I need you to sort out your microphone. Yeah, get some alcoholic solution in it or something, clean out the dust. I can't hear you. For today, I need you to literally sit on the computer. Bring it right forward. I can't hear you. Come right forward. I can't hear you, and I'm not going to battle. Lovely. So could you please say for me, the girl I speak to? The girl I speak to.
Girl I speak to.
Yep. In French.
La fille de qui je parle.
I speak to. The girl I speak to.
La fille à qui je parle.
Good, lovely, lovely. What would be the girl I speak about? The girl I speak about.
La qui dont.
Good boy. Good boy. Because it's not a of. Oh, shut up, Luke. It's not a from. Good boy. Let's go around one more time. Anthony, I don't know what Luke said. I don't know what Luke said.
Je ne sais pas que.
Stand still. What was the first section? We've just gone over this. We've gone over this in today's class with Colin literally 5 minutes ago. What was the
Qui or
first
que?
section? That was the first section. What was the second?
Ce qui, ce que for
Oh.
what?
Thank you. When it's what as a non-question. So why don't you try saying, I don't know what Luke said? Never a truer statement in my life. I don't know what Luke said.
Je ne sais pas ce que Luc a dit.
Good, nice voice, nice linking. The boy, no, Luke, you're 46 next week. The man that spoke to me. I'm giving you the shit English. The man that spoke to me. How am I going to say that? Anthony.
L'homme qui...
Action, what actions have in the middle?
Auxiliaries.
But the man who spoke to me, go.
L'homme a dit.
Stand still. What's the fucking verb to speak, Anthony?
Parler.
Say for me, he spoke. Say for me in 3 basic bitch words, he spoke.
Il a parlé.
Now say he spoke to me.
Il m'a parlé.
Now say the man that spoke to me.
L'homme m'a parlé.
The man that spoke to me.
L'homme m'a parlé.
No, I didn't say the man spoke to me. I said the man that spoke to me. It's a relative pronoun. It was last week.
L'homme qui m'a parlé.
All right, do your fucking work. Gloria. The man that I spoke to. The man that I spoke to.
L'homme qui, hold on, que.
There's no hold on, there's just foolish news.
Avec que.
Stand still. Before I book you a place in Switzerland at Dignitas, what is the end of the man I spoke to? What is the word at the end of the sentence? The man I spoke to. What's the last word? In English, what's the last word? The man I spoke to.
To.
Is that a preposition, Gloria?
Wait, yes.
What do we do with prepositions? Do we A, shove them up Gloria's asshole, B, shove them down Gloria's mouth, or C, do we preserve them?
Oh, we preserve them.
We preserve them. What's the preposition for the word to, Gloria? In French. Thank you. When we have a human, so could you now try saying it back to me in posh English? The man I spoke to, say that back to me in posh English. The man.
The man with whom I spoke.
Bitch, the preposition at the end was to.
Oh, actually.
The man
whom I spoke to.
Dude, listen to Lukey. This is all we did last week. I'm not going to keep doing this, Gloria. I like you very much, but I'm just not going to work with you. I've done this. I went over at length. I said, the man, so we choose our person, we choose our target. A relative pronoun is always within the points. Yeah, it's within the points. So the man, then we stole the preposition from the end of the previous sentence, didn't we? We stole the preposition. So the man I spoke to, the man to, I'm stealing my preposition back. And then afterwards, depending on whether or not it was a human or whether or not it was a person, what word came after it if it was a person? What word came after if it was a person? A pour or a vec or de? What word? No.
Asaki.
Look at me. Listen really hard. This is not a patient face today. Qui or que, first choice, based on who's coming next. The man, qui, does the shit. The man, que, someone else does the verb. That's the first choice. But you'll notice there are no prepositions in that. There's no to or from or why or in the arse of or any of this crap. There's none of that. Then we went on to the what section. Then the second half of our class involved prepositions. I dare say the word key was in the first half of the class, but it didn't involve prepositions. First half of the class, qui, que, ce qui, ce que. All you need to do is look at who's coming next. Is there a verb coming immediately after it? Then use qui or ce qui if it's what as a non-question. If there's a person being mentioned coming next, use que or ce que if it's what as a non-question. Then if we get into prepositions, we're in this whole new ball game and we've got the same preposition plus qui or the same preposition, what's it going to have if it's a non-human being, Gloria? It's going to have, so with which, for example, if I'm talking about a feminine thing, and how do I say with which? I'm going to say avec.
Kel?
Did you watch last week's class?
Yes. I get
Were you there?
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting. That classy, gorgeous husband of yours deserves better. Right, I'm going to carry on. I'm sorry, I'm not happy, people. You were given this, you were given all week. I've also told you you've had all week, if you don't understand something, to message me. This has got to change. Why should I turn up and do this shit if literally you come along, you've had all week to message me, you've had the homework. No, you haven't asked me saying I didn't get this stuff. Right. One more time. Listen really quickly because I've got a lot of shit to do. Qui and que is about who is coming next. So you listen to who said, so if I say the woman, so we listen keenly, the woman, right. So to use a key, the woman has got to be doing the next verb. The woman that, listen, I'm talking. The woman that lives in New York, it will be soon to be executed. The woman who lives in New York, because she's doing the verb that come next. Now listen to another kind of sentence. The woman that Luke is going to have executed. The woman is still being mentioned, but someone else is doing the verb now. So that will be que. That's all the qui and que. Qui goes to the same verb, same person's verb, que goes to a different person. Then we brought in ce qui, ce que, which is exactly the same two choices about whether or not you're going into a verb or whether or not you're going into somebody doing the verb. So I don't know what you fuckers did this week. Je ne sais pas ce que vous, because it's a different group of people. I don't know what you did. So therefore, ce que, because it's got a subject before the verb. Je ne sais pas ce que vous avez fait. I don't know what is happening. I don't know what is happening. I'm going straight into the verb. I'm going straight into the verb. There is no person doing the verb. So therefore, ce qui. That's all we need to know about ce qui. Then the bottom half dealt with prepositions. Keep the preposition. Point at your thing. Same preposition, qui for a human being, le, la, lesquels for a non-human being. That is literally all it is. Okay? Don was the exception if you use of whom, of which, about whom, about which. The classes are up there. There will be a test to progress to the conversation week. This is our last grammar class. And then it's conversation stuff and it's fun. There's a fucking test. I'm not letting everybody in. Right. New conversation. Pay the fuck attention. The word one. Every day today we're doing everything about the different ways of saying the word one. Anthony, if I came into your room and I said, do you have one? Do you automatically know what I'm saying? Do you have one? What does that mean? Do you yes or no know what I'm referring to?
No.
No. So when we say the word one, we need to know what it refers to. So Anthony comes around my house. I would have made him a nice dinner up until this evening where I can basically give him a crust of fucking moldy bread. But if I say, I've made a cup of coffee, would you like one? One makes sense because it's referring to the previously stated cup of coffee. If basically I say, I've got many students, I've got an insane one called Gloria, one is obviously referring to students because I've just said the word students. So when we use the word one, normally it is a, what's the word, please, Colin, for when we don't we replace the noun, what do we call that?
A pronoun?
What do you call it? A pronoun. Thank you. So in all of these examples, you're going to have adjectives and pronouns. Adjectives are going to accompany your noun. And pronouns are going to talk about your noun. So for example, my dog, Gloria, in the sentence my dog, in the words my dog, which is the noun?
What? Dog.
Classy people say pardon, not what. What is the, so if I said my dog, is that a possessive adjective, my, or a possessive pronoun?
Come to me.
Pardon me?
Are you asking me? Okay. Okay.
I'm this close to booting you out,
It's a
my darling,
pronoun.
with all the love in the world. I really wouldn't pull fucking fuckery with me. I've just said
pronoun.
I've just said my house. So is that a possessive adjective? My, is that a possessive adjective or is it a possessive pronoun?
Pronoun.
Listen again to Auntie Lukey. It's being stated. The t-shirt, the leaflet, the massage gun, the towel. What else is around here? The cream, the vitamin C stuff, whatever. If I'm saying the name of the noun, the arm, the hand, these are nouns. If I use a word to accompany that noun, in this case, like my arm, the big arm, this arm, okay, then the noun is still present. If I say this one, my one, the big one, then the noun is being referred to, but it's not audibly present. Do we all get that? Yeah. And when it's referring to a noun, but not saying a noun, it is a pronoun. So the possessive adjective would be my arm. The possessive pronoun would be my one, referring about the possessive. It's talking about the possessive, but it's saying my one. If I said the demonstrative, this woman, that's the demonstrative because I'm demonstrating who it is. This woman, that's the demonstrative adjective because it's accompanying the noun. The noun is still there. This one is referring to the woman. It's referring to the noun. So it's the demonstrative pronoun. So we have like possessive adjectives, possessive pronouns, demonstrative adjectives. It's all about whether the noun is present. So in today's class, you've got to really listen. Is the noun being mentioned literally, or is it being referred to? And that's what's going to make all the difference. So let's start the first chapter. This one's easy peasy. The word one with basic adjectives. A green one, a blue one, a fat one, a thin one, a hairy one, a smooth one. The smooth one, my smooth one, her smooth one. Could you please pass me my... I'm getting dressed and I say, you know, Anthony, could you please pass me the blue one? I'm getting ready for a tie. Luke, do you have a tie? Could you pass me the black one? We're going to Gloria's funeral. You know, on this occasion, the adjective stays and the word one is just not even mentioned. You have no grammar to do. So, Anthony, how would you say my big one? My big one, about a masculine thing.
Mon grand un.
Listen to me again because I'm seriously starting to doubt your intelligence. You don't say the word one. You heard me, people? You don't say the word one. You don't say the word one. You just don't say it. Colin, how would you say the blue one if it's masculine?
Le bleu.
Abigail, how would you say my blue ones if it's masculine?
Les bleus?
Good. I can't have 16 seconds to turn your camera on, so make that faster. I do apologise. Akshay, did you say? Is that how am I pronouncing it? Say it again. Guys, we can't have a 16-second turnaround for every camera movement. I can't have that. Could you? I'm sorry, young man. Could you just say for me your first name again? My lovely Asian friend. Could you just say for me your first name again? I can't hear a damn thing. I can't hear a damn thing. I'm not competing with shitty foreign internet. What is your what you know? I need to be able to hear you. Fuck. Gloria, if I said the big one and I'm talking about something feminine, the big one, I'm talking about something feminine, what's that going to be?
La grande.
Thank you. Colin, if I'm saying Anthony, if I'm saying a green one, and I'm talking about a masculine coat, how am I going to say a green one, Anthony?
I don't know green vocabulary-wise.
The word is vert.
Yeah.
How do I say a green one?
En vert.
Good. Which would also mean a glass if it was pronounced in the similar way. Un vert, un vert. Lovely. How would I say, Anthony? The green one, if I'm on about a feminine dress. The green one, I'm on about a feminine dress. How would I say that?
La vert.
Make it feminine, it's VRT. What's going to go on the end of it?
La verte.
Thank you. So are we clear? Section 1, when it comes to add, say the word one. If it's a super complicated adjective, so say I'm on the book, we're at the beach, I'm planning where in the tide I'm going to hold Gloria's head underwater until the annoying bubbles stop. And I'm saying, we're on the beach, but Anthony's none the wiser of my intentions. And I say, right, Anthony. And he says, oh, Luke, have you got a book or something to read? And I'll say, Anthony, it's okay, in a minute you can do Gloria's obituary. But for the moment, yes, I've got 2 books, a funny one and an interesting one. And Anthony says, Luke, I'd like the funny one. I'd like the funny one. Whilst we can say l'amusant, the funny one in French, it's probably more common to say the one which is funny. So if it gets to a long adjective, we don't have to do this. We can bring in the one which is funny. Okay? The one. Before I go any further, who is in charge of my sentence so far when I say the one? What entity has been mentioned when I say the one so far, Anthony? In English, what entity has been mentioned?
The one.
Great. So if I now say the one that is funny, is that going to be qui or que?
Qui.
Good, because it is doing the verb on the right. All right, good. So section 2, people, is the word one when we have a verb. I want one. An axe right now, mentioning no names, long, sleek, silver hair. I want one. I'm buying one. She fucking needs one. A brain. We'll ask the wizard. So the fact is, in French, we are going to use the pronoun en, en. This pronoun for other verbs is used for the word it. Anytime you have a verb that uses de, your token pronoun for the word it will be en. So, for example, I need it, j'en ai besoin, because besoin uses de. So elsewhere, en means it. It can even mean them, although it's not as common to use en about human beings as it is to use le, la, les, but it can. So elsewhere, en can be a pronoun, but when we want one or some of them, we will use this pronoun, even with verbs that normally would use le, la, les for their word for it. Even with what we call green verbs. So, Colin, you're wearing green. So say for me, I buy it. How do you say I buy it?
Je n'achète.
And again?
Je n'achète.
Thank you. We conjugated this time, didn't we? Lovely. Gloria, one end goes in your hand and the other end goes in the sink of water. If you, one end goes in the electricity and one end goes in the bath, and you need to put your feet in it. Just to explain to you how it works. All right. So, Colin, so could you now say for me, I buy one? You're gonna say j'en achète or j'en achète un or une. You're gonna pop the one on the end of it. So, could you please say for me, I buy one?
Je n'achète.
With the one on the end of it. J'en achète un. Pop that in for the moment.
Ah, j'en achète.
Yeah. Okay, lovely. All right, so that is our one with a verb. That is our one with a verb, the en. Okay, lovely. So section 1 was, what was section 1 about? Adjectives. Section 2 was one with a verb. We need to know what it's referring to. Section 3, let's do possessives. Colin, would you say for me, my father?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I can't have this fuckery with cameras. I cannot have this fuckery with cameras. Hurry up, people. Camera on, off. When I call your name, camera on, off. Not 20 seconds, dawdle, dawdle, click, click, mouse. When I call you, get it on and off. Keep your finger on the button. Colin, how do you say my father?
Mon frère.
My father.
Mon père.
Good. Abigail, how do you say your father?
Votre père.
No, you're normal. You're normal. Normal you. Unless I tell you otherwise, you're your father. Ton.
Excuse me.
Ton frère.
Father.
Ton père.
Good. I know some of you are from parts of the world where, you know, uncles and fathers are the same, but we're not there yet. Anthony, his father.
Lui,
No.
lui père.
Listen, you've just had mon, you've just had ton. Bring the pattern down. What's his father? So,
Son père.
good. Good. You're just guessing any old word his. Le, lui, le. Stop guessing, Anthony. Gloria, our father, which is also a name of a prayer, which you should do well to say before I take you out. Say for me, our father, Gloria.
Nos pères.
Our father.
Notre père.
Thank you. Most
Oh,
people have
fathers.
one. I know where you're from, baby daddy's fuck off early, but our father. Glory. Lovely. Akshay, could you please say for me your plural father?
Votre père.
Lovely. Keep your lips soft, my darling. Votre père. Lovely.
Votre père.
Lovely. Colin, their father.
Son père.
Their, we're not Spanish, we're like su padre, no, their father.
Leur père.
Lovely. All right. So far we've had mon, which would be feminine ma, plural me, mon mamé, ton tate, son sasé, notre no, votre vos, leur. Got it? The first letters of the work we've just done are m, t, s, n, b, l. To remind you that when it gets to his or hers, it's not the gender of the person who owns, it's the gender of the thing that is owned. Gender of the thing that owns, it is the gender of the thing being owned which counts. So Anthony, how do you say again? His father. Father's being masculine. How do you say his father? So,
Son père.
how would you say her father? Her father's dick ain't got any smaller. How would you say her father?
Son père.
Stand still. Did I literally just say the sentence to you? It is not the gender of the person owning it. It is the gender of the thing being owned.
Yes.
Did I just say that sentence 3 times? Did I say that sentence 3
Yes.
times? So could you please say for me one more time, his father, which is taking its masculinity from the fact that father is a man. How would you say for me his father?
Son père.
Would you also please say for me her father? He's still a fucking man. Would you please say for me her father?
Son père.
There we go. Isn't listening magical? Off you go. Would you now please say for me, Anthony, my mother? My mother. She's feminine.
Ma mère.
Would you take your letters down, Anthony, and would you give me her mother? You've done mutter, sir. So what's her mother?
Son mère.
Good job, you. Would you say for me his mother? His mother. She's just as feminine. She's just as feminine. His mother.
Sa mère.
There you go. All right. This is now going to come across to when we say my one, your one, his one, her one, our one, all of this stuff. Notice in Common English, this will also be mine. It's raining. Gloria, I will tie to the tailpipe of the car. She can be dragged behind. But anybody else, I will say, come inside, it's raining. Or I might say, I've got an umbrella. Do you have one? And they'll say no. And I'll say, do you want to borrow my one? Or do you want to borrow mine? Notice my one, mine, your one, yours, his one, whatever. When we say these things, when I say my one, I am referring once again to a noun, aren't I? Yeah, okay. But, actually comes around my house and I say, do you want to borrow my one? Unless he knows what we're referring to, it's lost on him. All right. So we're going to take the same letters, m, t, s, n, v, and l. The same letters, but we're going to pop the words the at the beginning, the being le, la, or lay. So your first choice is the gender and the plurality of the word the, le, la, lay. Gloria, say for me, I come. Je.
What? I come?
We say pardon. I come. Je viens.
Je viens.
Clean up the pronunciation. We're almost there.
Clean
and
up
again,
what?
clean up the. Dude, go and get your ears waxed. I come. Je viens.
Je viens.
Thank you. Je viens. What is they? What is they come? Ils
viennent.
Good. Bien and viennent. Could you now, Gloria, say for me vient without the v sound and viennent without the b sound? What two sounds would I have there, please, Gloria?
Excuse me, without which sound?
I get so bored of having to say everything, fucking everything twice. Bien without the b
okay,
sound.
Jen.
Fucking listen.
Jen.
Fucking
Jen.
listen.
Without the v.
Yeah. So you heard me. So what's it going to be?
Okay. Je
No, I just want bien without the v sound. What's that going to give me?
Yeah.
And the feminine and yet bien without the v sound. What's it going to give me?
Yen.
Thank you. Ya and yen. Colin, could you add a m to ya? What's it going to give me?
Bien.
Could you add a m to yen? What's it going to give me?
Bien.
Abigail, do the same thing with the t. What two sounds am I going to get there?
T.
You've just been given ya and yen. So wake up, Abigail. Ya and yen, pop a t sound at the beginning. Of those two sounds, what am I going to have?
Tia.
I've warned you about
Etienne.
adding visually. Say for me, yan. Just say yan. Say yan for me.
Jan.
Now stop a t at the beginning. Pop a t sound at the beginning of yan. Give me those sounds. What's it going to be?
Tian.
Thank you. Good job. Stop visualizing. Now go to a yen and give me a t sound at the beginning. What's that going to give me?
Tien.
Spot on. Perfect. Well done. Anthony, you're the third person expert. Take yan, stick a s at the beginning of it. What's that going to give me?
Sien.
Good boy. Take yen, stick a s at the beginning. What's that going to give me?
Sien.
Good. So those are mian and mien, tian and tien, sien and sien, the words you're going to use for my one. So you're going to have to decide blue or pink and plural. So le, la, les. And then you need to go to mien or mien if it's male or female. So in other words, Anthony, if I've got my one and it's something masculine, pick me the appropriate the word, masculine and singular, and then pick me the appropriate second word. So how are you going to say my one in two words?
Le mien.
Good boy. Akshay, could you say for me, my one, if it's something feminine? Pick the appropriate the word, pick the appropriate my word.
La mienne.
Spot on. Don't use your mouth too much. Your pronunciation's clean. Your pronunciation's clean. I don't need you to open your mouth as much. You've got clean vowels. Good boy. Abigail, could you say for me, somebody shoot the dog. Abigail, could you say for me, or Gloria, I'm sorry, rude of me not to use first names. Abigail, could you say for me, my ones, if I'm referring to something feminine and plural?
Les miens.
Lovely. Les miennes. Colin, can you say my ones, plural, if I'm referring to something masculine and plural?
Les miennes.
Good. Now, what letter did we drop down to for the U? M and T. T. All the same shit. Tian and tien, tian and tien. So, Anthony, how would you say for me your ones if it's plural and feminine?
La tienne.
Plural.
Le tien.
Plural.
Le tien.
Stand still. What's
Oh,
the
les.
Latin word for thank you? Off
Les
you go.
tiens.
Thank you. Anthony, could you say for me your ones if they're plural and masculine?
Les tiens.
Spot on. Gloria, can you say for me your one if it's singular and feminine? Your one if it's singular and feminine.
La tienne.
Gorgeous work. All right. Now we're going to come down to the famous letter S. Yeah. Colin, her one if it's something masculine.
Le sien.
Spot on, because as Anthony will tell you, with a weapon of choice aimed at him, it's the gender of the thing, not the possessor. Abigail, would you give me his ones, plural, talking about something feminine? His ones, talking about something feminine. His ones, his, talking about something feminine and plural.
Les siennes.
Spotless, flawless, good work. Akshay, would you please say for me his one, something singular and masculine? His one, something singular masculine.
Le sien.
Let me hear the proper pronunciation for the word the. Kill the dog, please. Someone kill the
Le-
dog. All right.
Le sien.
Is there a family member that can take the dog out?
Yeah, the street dogs. I can't help it. They're the street
Okay,
dogs.
kill them. Kill them. Do you have a blade? Do you have a blade? That meat will sell. That meat will sell. Gloria's way, that'll feed 4 people. Kill it. Slit its throat. Wash your hands. There's rabies around, but slit its throat. Slit its throat. Peter will get funny if you wear its coat for fur, but don't fucking wear its coat. Just slit its throat. You're learning French. Okay, so in other words, then the top 3 are mian, tian, xian, mien, tien, sien. The pronunciations are all you need to know. The spellings we do not even care about. Abigail, close your ears. M-I-E-N, M-I-E-N-N-E, M-I-E-N-N-E-S, M-I-E-N-S. Or T-I-N, T-I-E-N-N-E, T-I-E-N-N-E-S, T-I-E-N-S. We're fine. Mian, mien, tian, tien. If you forget the pronunciation, just remember viens, yeah, like come, or bien, like well. Yeah, okay. None of you did anything well yet, but like we'll go with bien. Or yen, yeah. Good. Parisien, parisienne. Le mien, la mienne. Les miens, les miennes. So those are possessive. What are they, Anthony? Possessive adjectives or possessive pronouns?
Adjectives. Possessive adjective.
Listen to Auntie Lukey one more time, you bunch of dumb fucks. If
So
the
my-
noun is present, my hand,
Mhm.
then the word which is modifying it is an adjective. Because hand is still present. Cipro has done its best, but I literally do still have my hands. If we are saying my one, yeah, my
Yep.
one, are we literally saying the noun, Anthony?
No,
Or are we referring to the noun?
referring.
Therefore, is my one a possessive adjective? It's got the possessive in it because it's my one. It's got the possessive quality. Is it an, like a lot of exes of mine? Is it a possessive adjective or a possessive pronoun?
Possessive pronoun. Possessive
Is
pronoun.
that clear, people? All the way through. This is what we're going to do. Right, now, next bit. We've got the bottom 3 to do. And sometimes it's good when you hit at the bottom. So, if you say our, you all know notre, and leur. You need to speak like some Americans who say Notre Dame. So you are now going to say le, la, les, notre, like a note on a stave of music or a written note. Gloria, your dinner is in the dog, you deserve nothing. You've left a note on the table. Notre. It's got an accent on the O. So our one, le notre, la notre, les notre. There's no yanning or yenning or any of this crap. It's just notre every time with an S written down on it if it were plural. Abigail, have a logical guess. If it's notre, what is the you singular formal or the you plural going to be for your one, your one, your ones? So if you've just done le notre, la notre, les nôtres, what's it going to be for the you formal or the you plural?
Votre.
Votre. Those 2 always match up, don't they? So your one, formal, le vôtre, la vôtre, les vôtres. The bottom one is super, super easy. Le leur, la leur, les leurs. Because their normally is leur. So Colin, please say for me, our house.
Notre maison.
Good boy, nice listening. Colin, is notre in notre maison, is that a possessive adjective or a possessive pronoun?
That's an adjective.
It is, because maison is still fucking there. Lovely. Yeah. How would you say our one referring to the feminine house, Colin?
La nôtre.
Gorgeous accent, nice consonants in place. Abigail, how would you say our ones referring to plural houses? Gloria has burgled many a property. How would you say our ones? Our ones.
Les nôtres.
Lovely. Akshay, would you say their ones referring to masculine properties, but it doesn't make any difference? How would you say their ones?
La leur.
Plural, their ones.
Les leurs.
Lovely, that's it. Okay. Notice elsewhere in French, people, les leur would go together if you say, I gave them. Je les leur ai donné. All right, Gloria, how would you say, sir, talking to somebody in a hotel? Your one referring to his wife. your one referring to his wife. You're talking to somebody formally.
La nôtre.
Your one.
La votre, sorry.
Listen to Auntie Lukey, the pronunciation was different. I told you it was not notre or votre. I told you it was.
Oh.
Would somebody other than me like to make an estimation of how many seconds ago I mentioned this? What did I say? It's like the American sound Notre Dame, as some people will say rather than Notre Dame. Yeah. Or it's like a note, like a note that you leave for somebody, or like C, D, E, F, G. Yeah. A note. Yeah. A note. Okay. As opposed to not, as in I cannot understand why you don't do homework. Note. So when it's got the up its ass, you don't say notre and votre. You say notre and votre. There is an accent on it. There's literally a written accent on it. Don't listen, Abigail. So could you say for me, Gloria, your one with the fucking accent on it, and you're speaking to somebody formally about something feminine? La
votre.
Thank you. It is not votre. Good. Anthony, could you say for me, your ones speaking to somebody formally about their plural things? So, sir, your ones.
Les vôtres.
Lovely, nice accent. That sounded very good. So that is the possessive, Anthony. Les vôtres, is that a possessive adjective or a possessive pronoun?
Possessive pronoun.
Thank motherfucking God. Lovely. Final section, people. Final section, people. I've got a fucking semi, and then we can just play. Right. Now we are on to demonstratives. When we point in French, it is the letter C. When we point in French, Gloria, what letter is it?
C.
Now, there are many things in life we can do with both our hand and our mouth, and this is one of them. When we point, we can reference with our hand, hey, that woman. Or we can say, that woman that lives over there, you're not going to believe what she said. Yep. We are referencing the person. We are demonstrating which person we are on about. But which woman, Luke? Which woman is the one that doesn't listen to a fucking word you say? It's that woman, the one with the silver hair. Is that the one you want me to lynch, Luke? Yes, please. Yes, please. Put it in the back of a van and kick the shit out of it. Which woman? That woman. Okay, I'm demonstrating with my hand. Or I could say, you know, that woman that keeps fucking doing my head in because she's not listening. I could reference with my mouth without even saying anything. Yeah, okay. This woman that keeps ignoring me. So this is a demonstration. I'm demonstrating which one I'm on about. It's the demonstrative. So this, that, those, them, all of this business, they are known as demonstratives. And once again, we have a demonstrative adjective. This bag. Nice colour, shit bag, just for ballet shoes. This massage gun, rather random. That cardboard box, preparing to pop Gloria's head in it, like in the film Seven. This tap shoe to do someone a fucking injury who lives in New York. So these are demonstrative adjectives because the noun is still present. That one, these ones, those ones, demonstrative pronouns. Both halves start with the letter C. So I'd like you finally now for our final section before we go into revise to listen very closely because this last one is the most complicated of anything we've done thus far with me. And given our track record, that's making me fucking nervous. So I'd like you to divide your little brains into 4, 3, 4. I want you to imagine 4 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers. And even then, Gloria would still have room. 4 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers. How many fingers are on the left, Anthony?
4.
How many are up in the middle?
3.
How many are on the side?
4.
Good. On the side, first, we've got nouns. We've got nouns present. So we've got this boy, so, C-E, so, so, this boy. Or then we've got this woman, set, higher sound, feminine. Gloria, write down. I will cut your thieving hands off. Set, feminine, feminine. Set, 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 set. Memorize the vowel. C-E-T-T-E. Then we've got the plural, these or those, boys or girls. Say, say, C-E-S. No problem, we can remember say because we know may and te and say, S-E-S, same pronunciation. Lay, we know the plural. And then the feminine sound, but on a masculine word. If the word starts with a vowel, like man, we say set, C-E-T. There are other words in French which will do this. Do not worry about them now. Vieille, nouvelle, belle. Luke was a beautiful man. Now he looks like a piece of shit. Bel homme. Okay, not beau homme. Okay, so basically we've got 4: masculine, se, feminine, set, plural, say. It would link says if it had a vowel, and the masculine for the one with the vowel, set. Colin, what's the masculine? This.
Se.
What's the feminine? This.
Set.
What's the plural? This or these.
Say.
What's the masculine but when it starts with a vowel?
Set.
Notice, people, this is the same word. This is the same word. I didn't say that clearly. This is the same word for this or that. There is no, look at Auntie Lukey, there is no difference in French between this man and that man. Luke, speak English. There is no difference in French between this man and that man. Cet homme. What you can do is the optional. What is the word for he? Here, actually. What's the word for here? Beginning with an I. What's the word for here?
Ici. Ici.
Good luck. Ici.
Ici.
What's the word for there beginning with an L? Actually, what's the word for L beginning with there?
Voici.
No, listen. Is your name Gloria? Hush your fucking cake hole. Actually, beginning with an L, what is the word for there?
La.
Good. La has an accent on it. Top left, bottom right. It needs a swipe, like Gloria. So, when you use these words on the end of another verb, the end of another word, ici merely becomes ci. So if you wanted to say this man, cet homme, that man, cet homme, you know in context. If you want it to be very clear, you say this man here, cet homme ci, cet homme là. Cet homme hyphen ci, cet homme hyphen là. Listen to what I'm about to tell you because it's very important. When you use la after a hyphen on the end of a word, it is hyphen la with the accent. In a minute, we're going to have la as part of a word, no accent. So, Gloria, how would you say this problem? Problems are masculine apart from in your case. So how would you say this problem? Masculine.
Ce problème.
Join the words for me. Keep it smooth. Ce problème.
Ce problème.
Abigail, would you say for me these problems, plural?
Ces problèmes.
Lovely. You don't need to know the gender, Anthony. You've no need to know the gender. Could you please say for me this object? And the word is objet. Say for me this object.
Ce objet.
Learn to stand still. Stand still. Does objet start with a vowel?
Yes.
What would it be if it were a feminine word? Cet objet. C-E-T-T-E. What would it be if it were a masculine word which started with a vowel? Cet objet. So do we give a fuck? So say for me this object.
Cet objet.
Lovely. Isn't listening fun? So they're my first 4. All right. Remember, you can add C and la on the end if you wished. Now we're going to come into the middle, where we're going to talk about concepts. Now, you can use these for things, but we're not going to just yet. Okay, we're talking for the moment abstractly about concepts. That, ça. Now, you can use this to talk about things. I have to make this really clear, but for the moment, I want you to keep it to abstract concepts or verbal ideas. Gloria doesn't listen to me. That annoys me. The idea of her not listening to me annoys me. Ça. Okay? When we have a C in French with the letter A after it, it must have a tail. It must have a tail. Cedilla, cedi. Otherwise, we'd pronounce it k, like car, C-A-R. Okay? So ça is C with a tail, letter A. Then, Anthony, what was our masculine basic word for this? What is our the top here, over here? What was our masculine word for this? Good. Now we're going to take this here. And what did I say the word for here was when you're just adding it to another word? What was the word for here when you're adding it to another word?
Si.
Well done, good listening. So we're going to have ceci, C-E-C-I. No accents. Ceci. We're now going to say this there. This here is ceci. This there is, so Anthony, what is that going to be?
Cela.
Good. Make sure, people, you are saying ceci, cela. All right. So, Colin, in overview, what were my three at the bottom? They do not refer to gendered things particularly. If you're thinking about the gender, you need to go somewhere else. They're referring to abstract concepts, or you can do nouns with them, but let's just not get onto that just yet. So, say for me, what's my basic word for that, Colin?
Ce.
My basic word for that, of the three we've just done.
Ceci.
Stand still. That's this here, this one. We've got that, this one, and that one. What is my basic word for that? What did I say it does when Gloria annoys me? How do you say that annoys me?
C'est.
Stand still, epic fail. Abigail, what's the word for that when it's my basic word for that?
Ça.
Thank you. Ça, people. Ça, C-A. Akshay, what's this one? No noun thought of particularly for the moment, just this one or that one.
Ceci.
Lovely. Ceci, the gender.
Ceci.
Keep it here. And what's that one?
Cela. Cela.
Stella or Sulla? Giving you the correction
Cela.
already. Good. Don't be
Cela.
throwing your vowels around the place. Now, cela is also interchangeably used for ça in more elegant French. That annoys me. Ça m'énerve. Cela m'énerve. I don't like that. Je n'aime pas ça. I don't like that. J'aime pas cela. It's interchangeable in elegant French. But for the moment, we're going with ça is our basic word for that. We'll do more when we get into conversation week. Ceci for that one. Cela for that one. For this one and that one. So you very commonly say ceci or cela, this one or that one. Okay? They can do nouns. So far we've got ce, cet, say, cet, C-E-T, ça, ceci, cela. The vowels count. Now we come on to our final section. Gloria, how do I say with him? What word am I going to use to represent a masculine singular thing? How do I say with him? Avec.
Oui.
Lovely. Lui. Let me hear the twang. Gloria, how am I going to say with her? Avec.
Avec elle.
Lovely. How am I going to say with them?
Avec le. Avec le.
No.
Avec le.
No. What is it? Avec.
E.
E-U-X.
E-U-X.
Yep. With them, feminine.
Avec eux.
Lovely. So these are the pronouns, object pronouns, that we will use after a preposition. For him, pour lui. Don't be thinking of lui in week 3, 4 for you guys, where it was basically pink or blue. I speak to him. Je lui parle. That could be the same as je lui parle. I speak to her. We're not on about lui there. At the end of a clause, lui is blue. Pardon me to be gender binary. There you go, people. But yeah, so lui. So for him, pour lui. For her, pour elle. For them, pour eux, E-U-X. For them, pour elle. So now we're going to go back to our basic word ce, C-E. And we're now going to say this one when we're talking about gender. This one when we're talking about gender. Those ones, or these ones when we're talking about gender or plurality. Those ones or these ones when we're talking about gender and plurality. So these 4 now on this side are when we are talking and thinking about gender and plurality. So ce and lui form together to make celui. celui. You will never ever just say celui in your life. None of these four exist on their own. So just think, these four, you need the noun. Ce garçon, cette fille, ces enfants, cet homme. These four, you also need something after them. You can never just, these three, they're competent fuckers. Ça, ceci, cela. Yeah, they make that you can use them, you can say it on its own. Which one do you? Cela. You can say the words by themselves. They can do verbs. Ça m'énerve, ceci m'énerve, cela m'énerve. They can receive verbs. J'aime ça, j'aime ceci, j'aime cela. They're super powerful and competent and can stand on their own 2 feet, unlike you lot. 4, on this side, you need something else after them. So, Colin, if I'm going to take lui and I'm going to shove ce up its ass, what word is it going to give me?
Celui.
Lovely. Akshay, if I'm going to take L and I'm going to shove ce up its ass, what word is it going to give me?
Cell.
Lovely. Gloria, if I'm going to take and I'm going to shove ce up your ass, what word is it going to give me?
Sir.
Thank you. If I'm going to take Anthony, if I'm going to take L plural, E-double-L-E-S, and I'm going to put shove ce up its ass, join it together, what word's that going to give me?
Cell.
Thank you. Cell. So far, we've got celui, celle, ce, and celle. Now let's look at options that can come after them. Again, hyphen C or hyphen la. So Anthony, how would I say this one when talking about a masculine thing? This one here. How would I say this one here when talking about a masculine thing, Anthony?
Celui-ci.
Good work, good boy. How would I say that one there when also talking about a masculine thing? Human beings included. How would I say that one there?
Celui-là.
Good. Abigail, how would I say the one who lives in France when I'm talking about a man? The one who lives in France.
Celui qui habite en France.
Gorgeous. Gloria, how would I say the one who used to live in New York? Brackets before I executed the deaf motherfucker. So how would you say the one feminine who used to live in New York?
Celui.
Stand still. Feminine. The feminine one who used to live in New York.
That's not, I'm so confused.
Sit down. Colin, the feminine one, singular, please. What word was it?
Celle.
Lovely. Glow, glow. Listen to Lukey. Lui is him. So we come up with celui. Elle is her. So we come up with cell. Can you hear it? L, cell. We're putting C-E up the ass. I made a big drama about that. Is them. So ce. Elle is them feminine. So cell. So Gloria, give me the 4. Say me celui, celle, ce, and cell. Go.
Celui, cell, ce, and cell.
Good job. And on the end of that can go si or la or qui or que or any joining expression that we need. So actually, can you now say for me, those who work with Luke can speak. Those who work with Luke can speak.
Is cell.
Are all my students feminine? Look at the divine manhood that is the handsome Colin and the handsome Anthony. And your beautiful self. Are all my students feminine? No.
So.
Stop spitting. Give me deep vowels.
So.
Thank you. Who work with Luke?
So. I'm sorry, I'm blanking out.
Who work with Luke? Stand still. Come to the top of last week. On the top, we've got qui or que. Which one do I go to if the thing I've just mentioned is doing the verb? Shut up. If the thing I've just mentioned is about to do the verb, is it qui or que? If the thing I've just mentioned is about to do the verb,
It's key.
I should bloody well hope so. Good. So say to me, those who work with Luke.
Ceux qui travaillent avec Luc.
Good. Lovely. We won't do the rest. Incidentally, can speak. We wouldn't just use peuvent parler. We could use savent parler. Know how to speak. Good. All right. Colin. Those there, referring to masculine plural.
Cela.
Those ones there. Those ones over there.
Cela.
Good. Abigail. This one here, referring to something feminine.
Celle-ci.
Good. Anthony, say for me, I spoke about the girl. This is not particularly hard. Just remember, you know what the preposition about is. What's the preposition for the word about, Anthony?
Dans.
The preposition for the word about.
Du.
Which word?
Du.
Spell it for me.
I never look at the words. I don't know.
Are you saying do or de?
I initially said dans, and then now I'm saying
I know,
du.
no, and I told you that was bullshit. And
Du.
then you said de. Say it for me. Pronounce it for me properly.
Du.
Do right. Listen to me. I don't know where your brain's gone this week. You're awful this week, and I love you dearly. Do is 2 words. It's de and le, isn't it?
De.
It's 2 words. What is the basic single preposition that we play with? It's de. What's that pronunciation? Pronounce it for me.
De. De.
We spoke about that at length last week. So say for me, what I told you in today's class, what three prepositions can de represent in English? It can represent
From.
keep going.
On and about.
Of and about.
Of.
Of and about. And which one of those do we let it stay as de for?
From.
Good man. And if we're switching it round, remember a relative pronoun. De is not don. De comes after the verb before. Well, it can go before an infinitive, but in this case, it goes after the verb before whatever the verb is touching. Don is after your pointy thing. The woman, dont je parle. It's after your pointy thing. Remember, what is a relative pronoun, people, from last week? You're answering a question. You're highlighting the woman I'm speaking about. So say to me, Anthony, I, present tense, speak about the woman. I speak about the woman.
Je parle.
About. Fuck you. About.
Je parle de. Je parle de la femme.
Good. That accent was nice. Go again. Je parle de la femme.
Je parle de la femme.
Go up and down, damn you. Say for me, la.
Je parle de la femme.
Good. It's not de le. Okay? Anthony, now give me the relative pronoun. The woman. Now, did I just use de to mean about? Did I just use de to mean about, Anthony?
Yes.
So does that mean I need to be loyal to the word de in the relative pronoun? Am I playing with de qui and de lequel, i.e. duquel, de laquelle, and all this business? No. So what relative pronoun do I use when I use de back to front with everybody else apart from? What word am I going to use now? De.
Del.
Stand still. Fuck me hard. Do the fucking work. What word have you just given me that I told you was a relative pronoun? What word do we use when we reverse the de? Last week, it was what we ended on. When we're going to reverse the de, but it's not for from, what word do we use?
Dans.
Thank you. Now we can do it when we start with the girl. If it's I speak about the girl, that is a preposition. I speak about the girl. It's a preposition. It's position before a noun there. So je parle de la fille. Relative pronoun, the girl I speak about, a relative pronoun being like a point. Hey, which one? The girl that I'm speaking about. Okay, so now I get to use the don. So say for me the girl I speak about.
La fille donc.
No, fuck you.
La
Fuck
fille
you,
donc
fuck you,
qui?
Fuck you. Fuck you. What's the fucking relative pronoun I've just given you?
Dans.
What I've just told you. Why do you need other shit on the end of it? Why do I need keys? Why do I need cuz? Am I up here? Did we last week at any given point say donker? Did
No.
that get said at any given point last week? Do not coast on my energy. So say for me, look at Lukey one more time, people. Je parle de la fille. La fille dont je parle. The same crap. That's what a don does. It's a reverse de. There is no que. Donc means therefore. If you've heard donc, but it's not donc, that's D-O-N-C. That's a different thing. So say for me, I talk about the girl? Just say it for me the normal way with a preposition. I'll be go, je parle.
Je parle de la fille.
What's your fucking word in the middle and get your accent in order? Is it du, de la, what word is it? Je
De.
parle. Thank
Je
you.
parle
Go
de.
to de, you lazy prick. Because if you just say du or de, I can't hear it. I'll be go, je parle.
Je parle de la fille.
That's nice. The girl.
La fille dont je parle.
That's logic language learning. I can nearly get can't even get the question out, and you know the answer. Don is a reversed de. So when we start with the thing. Yeah, okay. So now say the one I'm talking about. Which girl? The one I'm talking about. We've still got dont je parle, but I now need the feminine pointing thing. What letter do we point with, Anthony? In French?
Si.
Thank you. What? So we're on this side. We're not on the ones that have a noun. We're not on the ones that have a noun. We're not on the shit without a gender. We're on the shit with a gender that's being referred to, the pronouns. Which of the ones over this side was the feminine singular one? Although to be fair, the feminine, thank you, good boy. So now the one I speak is going to be
Celle dont je parle.
Lovely. Colin. No final thing, and then we'll come back in a final thing. I forgot one other thing. You've done this already, people. Colin, how do I say which boy?
Quel garçon?
Because the word boy is present. Correct. How would I say which one referring to a boy? I know you do, Anthony, but you watch the damn work and you watch the revision shit at the end of this. Off you go.
Which one? Us.
Cole, listen to Auntie Lukey. What's the word for which that you've just used?
Quel.
And what gets shoved up Kel's ass if there's not a noun to the right of it? What gets shoved up the ass to the left?
Ce quel.
Stand still, you disgust me. Christ almighty. Say for me, the company I work for. Just repeat that back to me in English.
The company I work for.
Now pop it for me in posh English, as we did for an hour and a half of my time last week.
The company for which I work.
Lovely. Would you now translate the company, which is la société I work for, the company for which I work, la société pour.
La société pour que je travaille.
Stand still. Do the fucking homework. It was the entire second half of last week. If it was with a person, avec qui? If it was with a non-person, it was avec le.
Laquelle.
Or laquelle or laquelle. So I will ask my question again, Colin. What comes before quel if a noun is not coming after it?
Laquelle, lequel, lesquels.
Good. All right. Is that totally clear? Now, with a preposition or as a question are the only times you're going to get to hear lequel. Either on its own, lequel, which one, or avec lequel, pour lequel. No, duquel, de lequel, duquel. Okay. So last week I told you it was preposition qui for a person or preposition lequel for a non-person. But you can do preposition lequel. It's just a bit posh. It's nice to say avec qui rather than avec lequel. That's a bit highfalutin for you guys just right now. So in other words, say for me which house, which is now feminine. Say for me which house.
Quelle maison?
Nice mouth. Now say for me which one, referring to the goddamn house. How would you say which one?
Ce quel.
Stand still. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Laquelle.
Repeat after me. I need to fuck. I need to fucking listen. Say it.
You.
Say to me, I need to listen very much. If you don't want to say the F word, say I. Let me hear you say it. Say, I need to listen. Let me hear you copying. Say, I need to listen.
I need to listen. Luke, you're
Good.
cutting out.
Listen to Lukey. What comes before Kel if there's no noun to the right of it? What comes before it, Colin? What did we just say? What comes before Kel? If there's no noun to the right of it, what is to the left of it? What did we just say? You answered this question. You answered this question 60 seconds ago.
Laquelle, lesquelles,
What?
lequel.
Look. No, don't say look out. Answer me the section properly. What literally is said before quel if there's no noun to the left of it, no noun to the right of it? Or Colin, if there's no noun to the right of quel, to the left of it is a le. It's that simple. Or a la, or a lay. Le la lay. I'll ask my question again. What three possibilities, Colin, can go before quel if there's not a noun to the right of it? What three possibilities have to go?
Le, la, les.
Good. Abigail, what three words go before quel if there's not a noun to the right of it?
Le, la, les.
Actually, what three words go before quel if there's not a noun to the right of it?
Le, la, les.
Gloria, if there's not a noun to the right of the word quel, what three words have to go before it?
Le, la, les.
Back to Colin. So referring to a house, which is feminine, I need quel in there for the which. I need the quel in there. I need the quel in there for the which, Colin. But I'm referring to the feminine house. No one's mentioning house. So how would you say which one, Colin?
Laquelle.
That's simple. That's it. Colin, how do I say which ones if I'm referring to my weapons of choice to kill Gloria? Weapons are feminine, plural.
Lesquelles.
How would I... Colin, what's my word which?
Quelle.
Lovely. And if I'm referring to weapons, and I'm
Les.
not saying... Thank you. So let me hear how do I say which ones?
Lesquelles.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Colin, if I'm referring to the boy over there is my brother, let's run through the whole gamut. Let's run through it. So Colin, so say for me, this boy, masculine, this boy is my brother. This boy is my brother.
Cet garçon. Ce
My brother
garçon
has
est
a penis, he's a male. Go again, my brother has a penis, he's male. Let me hear the proper words. This boy is my brother. So,
Ce garçon est mon frère.
lovely. Which boy? Referring to the noun, Colin. Hearing the noun. Which boy?
Ce garçon.
Which boy, Colin? What is our word for which?
Quel.
Good. And in the sentence, it's not a sentence, shut up, Luke. In the question, which boy, can we hear the noun boy?
Lequel.
Listen to Lukey, answer my fucking question. Can we hear the noun which boy? Can you audibly hear the noun boy?
Boy, yes.
Yes. So I'll answer my question again. So can you hear the noun in the question which boy? Can you hear the
Yes.
noun?
Yes.
Yeah. So therefore, what's the word which that you've just told me?
Quel.
And if there is a noun to the right of it, do I need anything to the left of it?
No.
So how do I say in two words which boy?
Quel garçon.
That's it. Now, Colin, referring to the boy, but not saying the boy. Which one? Which one? Referring to the boy. I'm gonna need my quel. You're there, my love. You're there.
Lequel.
I'm gonna need.
Lequel.
That's it. I'm gonna need my quel, but there ain't no noun being mentioned. I totally get it. You say which one, your brain is flooding with the image of my brother. Flooding with the image of my brother. But basically, he's a perfectly looking kid. But the fact is, we're not saying brother. Good. Now, Colin, say for me, the one who lives. How should we define my brother? The one who drinks too much. Let's go with that. The one who drinks too much. He also works very, very hard and he's got two gorgeous kids, but he loves a drink. So say for me, the one who drinks too much. Colin, when we're saying the one, what are we doing?
Ce. Quel.
Stand still. Answer the question Lukey asks. She does not ask rhetorical questions. Are we questioning or are we indicating and pointing the one who drinks too much? Are we pointing, yes?
Yes.
And which letter, Cole, do we indicate with, do we demonstrate?
C.
What letter do we put? Good. So when we say C, the normal house is going to become the super base, the Spider-Man and his amazing friends. 4, 3, 4. Would you like to remind me this 4? Would you like to remind me this 3? And would you like to remind me this 4? What are the 4 things before a noun? So what's on this side, Colin? What's this boy?
Ce garçon.
Good man. This girl?
Cette fille.
Good. Lovely. These children?
Ces enfants.
Lovely. And this child?
Cet enfant.
Flawless on the 4. We don't need those. Can you give me the 3 in the middle? The concepts, for the moment, concepts, but there's no gender to them. Yeah? This one and that one.
Ça, ceci, cela.
Pronunciation, please. No one said cela. What did I say?
Cela.
Thank you. Cela is up here if you chose to add a la after it. Good. So these 3 can come out of the way. Then we come to our gendered things. Now, if I'm talking about my brother, the one, before we get anywhere, do you think it's going to be the things with a noun? No, because I'm not mentioning my brother. Is it going to be the 3 without a noun, without a gender? No, it's not going to be the 3 without a gender. It's basically acknowledging the gender, but not stating the noun. So we know it's the 4 on this side. Does that make sense, Colin? Because it's acknowledging the gender. It's not saying the noun. So would you give me the 4 words? They're incomplete by themselves, but would you give me the 4 words that were on this side?
Celui, celle,
Nice vowel.
ce,
Nice
and
vowel.
celle.
Gorgeous. Let's go back to Joseph. So let's say the one. Don't go any further with the who or any of that crap yet. Just literally pick the relevant word that's going to represent Joseph on this side. What's going to be the one? Which one of these am I going to need on this side?
Celui.
Good. Now we treat it like any other thing. It could be the man who lives with my mom. The whatever. Now we've just treated it because it's still a relative pronoun. So now we need to choose our next word. The one that lives with my mom. This creature, lovely Joseph, is doing the verb. So do I need a key or a k if he's doing the verb?
Qui.
Thank you. So put the 2 together. The one who lives with my mom.
Celui,
He lives near my mom. He lives near my mom.
celui qui habite avec ma mère.
Près de ma mère. Does celui qui feel like a mouthful of C and Q?
Yeah. Yes.
Use it with sucker and sucky. I get it, because you've got 1 C word and 1 Q word. It is not the K is last week's what when it's not a question. I'm going to have a pee for 2 minutes and I'm coming back and I'm going to give us a mixed bag of everything we've done in a translation. Any shit you don't know, I strongly recommend you have a quick chit chat between yourselves. We've got adjectives where we just get rid of the word one. Le grand, le vert, la verte, les vertes, un vert, une verte. We just got rid of the word one. Then we had then we had the word en, when we're using the verb with one. I'm going to buy one. Je vais en acheter un. Je vais en acheter une, whatever. We just use en. Then we talked about possessives. Le mien, la mienne, les miennes, le tien, la tienne, le tien, all that business. Notre, votre, leur. Then we talked about the C words. Colin's just gone over them beautifully. We had the C words. And then we reminded ourselves from last week about quel, and if it had a noun after it, it had quel, it's fine. Q-U-E-L, Q-U-E-L-L-E-S, Q-U-E-L-L-E, Q-U-E-L-S, Q-U-E-L-L-E-S, or we added a le, la, lay before the right of it, to the left of it, sorry. We do not confuse pointing shit with the L word. The one, C words. Which one? L words. With which, avec lequel, avec laquelle, avec lesquels, or avec qui for human beings. I will be right back. Give me 2 minutes. Any shit that you're in doubt about, have a quick check with each other. I'll be back. Actually, you're up first. Right. Actually, you're up first. Ah, my fucking knees. Oh, fuck you, Dr. Chung. Right. So, actually, would you please say for me, I got washed? I got washed. Which is a reflexive verb in the past. I got washed.
Je me suis lavé. Je me suis lavé.
Good.
Je me suis lavé.
I washed my hands. I'll explain how that works to Gloria later. I washed my hands. I myself washed the hands. Would you please say for me, actually, I washed my hands?
Je me suis lavé. Oh, je me suis lavé mon.
Akshay, learn to listen. When you listen to Dave's class back and you watch it back, you will go, oh my God, the dumb idiot in London told me. I've literally just said this sentence. I washed myself the hands. The hands. Because you've said the body part in the m. So you don't need to say the possessive twice. So you're saying the hands. So how would you say I washed my hands? Je me suis.
Je me suis lavé. Je me suis lavé. Oh, I'm actually
hands. Save me the hands.
the la bra.
I'm bored of this stuttering. What's the plural word for the? Because I've been blessed with two hands.
Le.
And what's the
Le.
word for hand that you've already given me today? Ma. So save me the hands.
Les mains.
So don't stutter. Go je me suis lavé and then put the hands on the end of it.
Je me suis lavé les mains. Les mains.
The hands plural. I've told you to watch your vowels.
Je me suis lavé les mains.
Thank you. Okay. Action. Which hands? Which hands?
Lesquels?
Which hands? The word hand is present.
Quelle main?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did I warn you with Auntie Colin? Did I say it would freaking happen? I said you would all be tempted. I said you'd think about my brother. That sounds inappropriate. You'd think about my brother. Yeah, so save me. Which hands? Which hands?
Quelle main?
And again, which hands?
Quelle main?
Great. My hands on are fairly average, but let's say they were big. Okay. They're not particularly big. The big ones. The big ones. Hand is feminine. Hand is feminine. Just so you know, hand is feminine.
La grande main.
Stand still. What was chapter 1 today? Was chapter 1 not about adjectives? Was chapter 1 not about what we did with adjectives?
It was.
Big ones. How do you say the big ones?
La grande.
Stand still. I've got two hands.
Les grandes.
Big ones.
Les grandes.
And it's feminine.
Les grandes.
Thank you.
Les grandes.
Isn't listening an odd choice? Some of you just don't even do it. All right. Now say for me, my ones. Plural, feminine. Plural, feminine. My ones.
Mais.
Stand still. Please headbutt me because I'm feeling tired. No, I'm just headbutt my fist. I'm feeling very tired. My ones. In today's class, we talked about possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns. And what word did we use to start the possessives when you weren't saying the noun?
Mien.
That's the second half. What was the first half? Oh, great listener.
I think I've missed.
To be fair, it's your first week with me, so I can't have too much of a go at you for not listening. I just warned you in advance because I spoke to him first a couple of weeks ago. So you can join us as long as you learn to listen. Le, la, les, mien, tien. Yeah, so what word comes first? Le.
Les.
Thank you. And then give me mine, feminine plural.
Les miens.
Les miennes. Okay, all right?
Les miens.
Lovely. Those, which is pointing, that are going to kill that dog. No, it's not the dog's fault. Those that I use every day. Those that I use every day. Those that I use every day. When I'm pointing, when I say those that I use every day, it's a relative pronoun. What letter do I point with actually?
S.
Yeah, and I want feminine hands.
Set.
Stand still. 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. On the 4 side, as demonstrated beautifully by Colin just earlier, we have the 4 with the nouns. Then I didn't ask for them.
Oh, sorry.
Then we had the 3 with no genders. And then we had the 4 where we will reference gender. If I'm saying the ones, am I saying the noun? Yes or no?
No.
No. Am I thinking about something with a gender? Yes or no?
Yes.
So that can go. So I'm on this side, on the 4. If hands are feminine and plural, which word do I want on this side?
Cell.
Lovely. Ain't it easy when you listen to Auntie Lukey? So would you now say for me, the ones I use?
Cell qui.
Stand still. Last week, the first section. When I say the ones, thus far, so far, up to now, I'm talking who is in charge of the sentence. Who's the character in the sentence at the moment when I say the ones? Who so far is in charge of the sentence?
Those.
Lovely, the ones.
Yeah,
Listen. The ones I use.
Go.
Have I brought in a new person to do the verb? Yes or no?
Yes.
And when I bring in a new person to do the verb, do I use qui or que?
Que.
Thank you. It's almost as if I gave you all the clues, and to wind me up, you all deliberately ignore them. So would you please say for me the ones I use?
Celle que je.
The verb to use is utiliser. Could you give me the short form?
Celle que j'utilise.
Lovely. Good. As we saw with our friend Colin, anything that's a little bit of C and a little bit of Q is a fuckfest of difficulty because your brain thinks, yeah, but it's different. All right. Lovely. Just think what you're saying. If you're saying ce qui, ce que, it's the word what. Yeah. Whereas celle que is like the ones that. All right. Lovely. Abigail. This girl is my sister. This girl is my sister.
Cette fille est ma sœur.
Good. Cette fille est ma sœur. Lovely. Say for me, the black one. I'm going to have a sister. S-I-S-T-A. The black one. Yeah.
La noire.
Lovely. And you can say that. It is absolutely not inappropriate in French to say, it is not, and pardon me saying this because this is abhorrent in English, saying the black or the Jew or something like this. It's not wrong to use an adjective as a noun in French. It is dated as fuck to reduce somebody. I have no objection if people say, oh my God, and all the gays in London were there, to refer to us as a noun. But I wouldn't say he's a gay. I'd say he's a gay man. But some people would say and have no problem with it. I don't like reappropriation of any of the language. I don't personally believe anybody should have a choice. Like, I don't think people should be allowed the N-word. I don't think people should be allowed gay slurs to reappropriate them because there's somebody in the room who heard that when people used to have a really tough time. I'm like, sorry, grow up. Find another way to represent yourself culturally. If someone has heard words while they were beaten up or just even treated less than 100%, and someone else wants to then I'm going to use my power and make that my word. There's someone in the corner of the room that remembers that word said differently. So hush up and find another word. Quite frankly, I've got so little time for reappropriation. So lovely. So talking about my sister. Okay. So say for me, which sister? Say for me which sister? I've got several. Say for me which sister?
Laquelle?
Stand still, you boring cow. Is the word sister present in the expression which sister?
Quelle sœur?
There you go. It's the same as Colin. You're thinking about my brother, you're thinking about my sister, but get it clear. Say for me, which one? Which one?
Laquelle?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Let's say the black one, and that's absolutely fine.
Sorry, say it again. Sorry. It's the
black one. The black one. The black one.
La noire.
Make a feminine. Yeah, La Noire. I believe there's a girl group called La Noire. Yeah, lovely. All right. Now say for me, the one who is black. I have got an adopted brother. Let's imagine I've got an adopted or a mixed brother. Okay. So say for me, sister, the one who is black. The one who is black. So which is a different sentence. How do you say the one who is black? Gloria, behave, or I'll get that man to take you outside and whip some fucking respect.
Yes, you're talking about him.
He's handsome and debonair with the patience of Job. He's not black. Have you go? Yeah.
Celle qui est noire.
Celle qui est noire. Yeah. Lovely.
Celle qui est noire.
Good. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. I mean, the man's black and beautiful with high cheekbones, Gloria. I don't know how the fuck you managed it. But the fact is, his overwhelming adjective is patient. He's patient. He's clearly patient. That is what he is. Lovely, Abigail. Do one more for me. The girl the sister I work for. She's this because I work for one of my sisters. Yeah, the sister I work for. She runs a language school. I work for her. The sister I work for. Abigail.
La sœur pour laquelle je travaille.
Stand still. When we're in the preposition half of last week's class, what word did we use after the preposition for human beings?
Qui?
Thank you. We can say that, but it's just not that common. Stick with qui for the moment. Okay, it's the one I work for.
La sœur pour qui je travaille.
I've changed it. I'm saying the one I work for. I've changed it.
Celle qui je travaille. Celle qui pour je travaille.
No, say me the one, just on its own. Say the one. The feminine one.
Celle.
Good. Now say for whom I work. Say for.
Celle pour qui je travaille.
Your mouth is getting so many muscle memories, all of you. P's and Q's and C's. I get it. I get it. I get it. There's an order difference. This is why we have mental discipline. I can't believe I'm going to segue from mental discipline to Gloria. Off we go. I work for a department. The Department of Mental Correction. Gloria will be gurneyed down, full head shave, and yeah, let's make her like, what is it, Eunice Kennedy, one of those that they dealt with. So off you go. Say to me, I work for a department. Off you go. Gloria. I can't hear you. Gloria, your go. I work for a department.
Oh, je travaille pour un département.
Lukey has told you to not leave pauses in your work and to wait on the previous verb.
Je travaille pour
Gloria, look at Luke. That man is allowed to cut off a finger if one more time you ignore me. Listen, do not race. Hang out on the previous word. Je travaille pour. I don't want spittle, spattle, repetition. Drop your mental energy, drop your cray aura into your sternum and sit there. Je travaille pour whatever. So say for me, I work for a department, and do not finish the word until you are ready to move on, so help me God.
Je travaille pour un département.
Oh my God, that is brilliant. That is just so much vocally better. We are starting conversation class next week, people. It is a lot of work for me to give you a lot of vocab. I know what thematically we've done in these weeks. Next week, I have to work a lot harder. I have to remember what I've said and order this business. It's a lot more work for me. I'm not going to do it if there's not a hope in hell of adhesion taking place. Muscle memory. Colin's mistakes today are because of muscle memory from something else. Direction. It's a good thing because we can't get somebody to decent and otherwise. So I need you to sit on the sentence more. I keep telling you, Gloria, I'm not going to say every week. Lovely. So, je travaille pour un département. Say for me, you work for which department? You work.
Tu travailles pour quel département?
Oh, gorgeous. Isn't that nice? And Colin is not struggling. I can see his eyes. He's not struggling to hear you. That's nice. You were vocally present. Lovely. Okay. The department you received a letter from. To be brutally fucking honest, we are much more likely to say the department that sent you a letter, which I will get you to translate in a moment. But we're now going to go with the department you received a letter from. Gloria, what is the word from in English? Is it an adjective, a verb, a noun, or a preposition?
Preposition.
Lovely. And what has Lukey told you we need to? I'm talking. What has Lukey told you we need to do when we've got a preposition? We need to be Oscar Wilde, don't we? We need to say it the posh way. So the department you received a letter from. Take the preposition. So do you remember from last week? It goes point, preposition. The department. So say for me, what's it going to be in posh English? The department you received a letter from is going to be the department.
Don't.
Stand still. In English, posh English, will you listen to me? Will you please make an effort?
From which?
Finish the sentence. In English, the department you received a letter from. What's that going to be in English? The department
from which you received the letter.
Thank you. Now, steady on, old girl. Don't fucking race. The department from. Have we got a from here, Gloria? Yeah? What is the preposition normally? Normally for the word from, Gloria. Normally, what's the preposition for the word from?
Duh.
Good job, you. Do we fuck with duh and turn it into don? Yes or no?
Yes. Oh, no. Pourquoi?
Because it's from, isn't it? Well done, Abigail. See you next time. So because it's a from, we play with an of. We play with an about. We don't play with a from. So the department from which. Now, what's my word for which on its own? Just on its own, the word which. Forget the context. What's the word for which?
Quel.
Lovely. I'm ignoring if you're saying the chair which is in the hall or some shit like that. That's key and cut, but yeah. So Kel, as Colin will now tell you, he will never forget, what word needs to go, or what possibility of word needs to go before Kel if there's not a noun after it? What were the words that we said we had to stick before Kel if there wasn't a noun after it? What were the choices?
Lequel?
Don't give me the combo. Give me individual.
Le.
Good. So in other words, we're keeping duh because we keep duh. We now need to represent from which with lequel because it's a masculine department. So what do duh and lequel form to make?
Duquel.
Duquel. Well done. So le département duquel. Now give me your normal verb clause. I received a letter.
J'ai reçu une lettre.
Nice accent. Now let's say something easier and say the department that contacted me. This will be the last but 3 sentences of the day. We're in our final 3 after this. One more from both of the boys and we're done. So the department that contacted me. Before we go any further, who is the first creature I'm mentioning when I say the department that contacted me? Who's the first creature I'm mentioning? Good. Think long and hard about who is doing the verb before you choose a word to come out of le département. All right. So can you please say for me, Luke, speak English, not franglais, le département. So can you now please say for me, the department that contacted me? Contact is an action that contacted me.
Le département que...
Stand still. Stand still.
Oh, no.
Stand still. Stand still. Do not move, do not move,
Do
do not move, do not move. Close your damn mouth.
I do.
Close your damn mouth. Close your damn mouth. My lesson, my rules. I'm not going to battle with talk back and bullshit. Every time I'm not more important than any of you. I'm less important than all of you. It's because I like you. I want you to have your long-term fucking 40 years of fanning around French dream to finally come to fruition. I'd like you to come to Besançon. I'd like you to be speaking French. I'm not arrogant. It is not my importance is more important than you guys. It's give me the mental discipline to let me get this language in you. Also, my entire method revolves, pardon me, around muscle memory. And every time you all say bullshit, I then have to undo that muscle memory elsewhere. So give me the vocal respect and the clarity to shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Section 1 last week, we talked about, we started with something. If that thing does the verb, we have one word. And if that thing then has another person coming in to do the verb, we have another word. What's the word we use if the creature on the left then does the verb? Qui or que?
Qui.
Good. And if we bring in someone to do the verb, what word do we use instead of qui? Thank you. Que. So in other words, the department that sent, are we acknowledging that it was the department that did the sending? Right? So, le département, what's my next word?
Qui.
Thank you. Now, sent is going to have an auxiliary. Yeah? So try saying the department that sent me a letter.
Le département qui m'envoyait une lettre.
I need to hear the auxiliary. Le département qui
m'a envoyé une lettre.
Lovely. Okay. Actually, say for me, the letter they sent me was a big one. The letter they sent me was a big one. Dear Gloria, for the following reasons you need to be executed, please enjoy 7 days of grace and then we're coming for you, bitch. Off you go. The department, the letter that they sent me was a big one.
La lettre que la lettre que il envoie.
So you've raised a good point. Que is indeed the correct choice because it's the letter that they.
Yes.
What's the word for they, actually?
Il.
Lovely. What do que and il form to make?
Oh, qu'il.
Which sounds like a key, but it's not, is it?
Key.
I'm going to allow a temporary bit of visual. Colin, write this down in the diary. It's a rarity. Q-U apostrophe I-L-S. All right?
Oui.
All right? Good.
La lettre qu'il.
Stand up and
What's the sentence?
The letter that they sent me. The letter that they sent me.
La lettre que
Stand still.
La lettre qu'il.
Stop speaking when I say stand still. Stop speaking. Say for me, they sent, which is an action, and actions have auxiliaries. Say they sent.
Il a.
They. Not he. They sent.
Ils ont.
Look at Lukey. You are not unintelligent. You have a lovely face. You have a lovely aura about you, but you need to listen to me. Stop the stammering and the jumping. You are denying yourself muscle memory. Sit in the vowel. I sent Colin away week 1. I worked with him, and he came back week 2 sitting in the vowel. It's a very nice change, and by and large that stayed. Sit in the previous word, and your muscle memory then has a chance of going, I remember what links from that word to the next word. We're going to go so fast next week, you won't know what's hit you. Stop the stutter, okay? It's not a medical stutter. I work with someone with a medical stutter, a medical stammer. Yeah, a guy called James. Fucking beautiful guy. He's not got it in French because he's breathing properly. Got it in English, he's not got it in French. So stop the stammer, sit on the previous word. Now listen to me. Say for me, they have. Just quickly say for me, they have. And then Colin's got one last sentence and we're done. Say for me, they have.
Ils ont.
Thank you. Now say for me, they have sent.
Ils ont envoyé.
Stop. Why are you stopping? Why have you got ils ont? Do not stop the voice. Ils ont. Keep the voice going.
Ils
know what I
ont envoyé.
Thank you. Now say they sent me. Do not stop the voice.
Ils m'ont envoyé.
Good. I was scared to look. I really was. Good. And again.
Ils m'ont envoyé.
Lovely. Now say the letter that they sent me.
La lettre qu'ils m'ont envoyée.
Your machine went. Go again.
La lettre qu'ils m'ont envoyée.
Lovely. Was a big one.
Était en grande.
Stop stopping.
Était en grande.
Letter is feminine.
Était une grande.
Good. La lettre qu'ils m'ont envoyée était une grande. Lovely. Good. Colin. Last sentence of the day. The one you told me about. No, the one you look after is my cousin. The verb to look after, Colin, is the ABC verbs formally, but Colin has. Is ABC verbs, this will hit you guys next week, is a reflexive verb with a dick. Now, I know that sounds incredibly vulgar, but it's so that you don't remember that it's a reflexive verb that has an appendage that we do not want to lose. And anybody that has lost that against their will, through cancer or anything like accidents, whatever, our heart goes out to you. We're not making light of the fact that that does happen to some people. But basically, we know the importance. So can we please say, what's the verb to deal with, Colin? S'occuper de, correct?
S'occuper de.
Yeah. S'occuper de. It's an ABC verb, which basically means it's a reflexive verb with a preposition. So it's got a preposition, which means we can reverse it in all the normal ways. So how would you say the one you look after? The one, reverse, you look after. He's my cousin.
Celui que
Stand still. Feminine.
C'est- Celle que tu
Stand still. What is the ABC verb to look after?
s'occuper.
No, ABC. Why do I keep saying ABC? What did I just tell you? You don't have to say the word dick because no, you don't like saying naughty words. Just say D. But what have I told you an ABC stands for? It is a reflexive verb with a D. Acknowledged? Yep.
Okay.
That means it's got the reflexive bit, the verb bit, and the preposition bit. That's why it's called ABC. There's an A, there's a B, there's a C. So the infinitive needs to contain A, B, C. Off you go. So what's the infinitive, which will contain A and a B and a C? What's the infinitive of the verb to look after?
Se m'occuper.
No. I've given it you already. So ignoring all of this, you should have just listened. What is it?
S'occuper.
And the last word, because it's ABC. Colin, listen to Lukey. I know you're tired, but listen. ABC verbs mean they need 3 bits. The reflexive, I've said this, the verb, and then you say the position that comes with them. Okay? So if it's s'occuper is just A and B. I need the preposition with it. What's the whole infinitive of the verb to look after?
S'occuper avec, s'occuper.
No, I've just told you. I know you're tired. I've just told you. S'occuper
de.
That's it. So say it again for me. Give me the ABC verb to look after.
S'occuper de. S'occuper de.
And again, that's the infinitive. It doesn't mean anything. It's just an infinitive. Just give me the infinitive.
S'occuper de.
And again.
S'occuper de.
And again. Colin, why is this confusing?
You keep cutting in and out, Luke.
Go. Yes, but even when your camera's back on and I can see your eyes moving, I'm not hearing words. Say for me the infinitive to look after. Go.
S'occuper de.
There we go. What is the preposition, Colin, at the end of s'occuper de? What is the preposition that we're ending it with?
De.
So all the normal de rules apply. All the normal de rules apply. Is de in this case a from? Yes or no?
No. It's
No,
about.
it doesn't even. It's not even a from in it. So what do we do normally when we reverse a de for a relative pronoun, but we don't mean from? What's the cheeky little word that we're using when we've been reversing the does? You know, as in don, just don. So would you now please say for me, the one, talking about a chick, of which I deal with. Yeah, and the verb is s'occuper and it's reflexive. So let's just get that in order first. So if it's s'occuper and it's reflexive, what's the I form of it going to be? Je
m'occupe.
Je m'occupe. Lovely.
Je m'occupe. Oui.
Lovely. Well done. What's the U form going to be? Well done, Colin. What's the U form going to be?
Tu t'occupes.
Lovely. You know it's going to join because you heard s'occuper. You did not hear se occuper. What's the he form going to be? It's going to join.
Il s'occupe.
Nice vowels, nice sliding. Using nous rather than on, I'm afraid. I rarely myself, I could go a week and not say nous nous occupons, but you know, I really could. But it is nous nous occupons. I could just say on s'occupe. Could we now say the vous form, please? Reflexive.
Vous vous occupez.
Good. So if it's like you look after the situation, vous vous occupez de la situation. All right. And give me the they form. They look after the situation.
Il s'occupe.
They look after the situation. I want the whole sentence now. They look after the situation. Remember, it's an ABC verb. Remember what the C is. Il s'occupe.
Il s'occupe de la situation.
Lovely. Hypothetically, if it's they look after the project, and project is le projet, bearing in mind there's a de to the left of it, how would you say they look after the project?
Il s'occupait du projet.
Conjugate the verb, not s'occuper. Il s'occupe.
Ah, il s'occupe du projet.
Because the only time in French when de and le do not get changed is when le is a pronoun. Good. So just take il s'occupe du projet and just switch it round for me and say the project that they look after. Your verb previously used de. Your verb has just had il s'occupe de le projet, which became il s'occupe du projet. Now go the other way around. We know what a reverse de is going to be. So your verby bit is going to stay the same. Your verby bit is going to stay the same. The project is going to stay the same. So how would you say to me the project they look after?
Le projet dont il s'occupe.
Lovely. It's that clever. Now end for me and say the one instead of the project. The one they look after. And let's make her a girl. The one they look after is my cousin. Feminine. So the one.
Celle.
Good man. That's
dont
better. They look after.
S'occupe.
I need a they, don't I? Celle dont
Il s'occupe.
That's it.
Il s'occupe.
Look, don needs a person after it, doesn't it? Because it's going the thing of which somebody does something. So I always need a person doing something after don. So celle dont il s'occupe, say to me, is my cousin.
Celle dont il s'occupe.
Is my cousin and is my cousin.
Oh, c'est ma cousine.
Feminine, ma cousine.
Ma cousine.
Good.
Ma
So
cousine.
welcome to ABC verbs. If anybody felt that they got the homework done in advance and they were like, oh, I'll have a little look-see at something I'm going to be doing next week, I strongly recommend ABC verbs. Here's another ABC verb, to be interested in. S'intéresser à. Not all ABCs join. I mean, so far you've had two that join the verb. So I tell you it's an ABC, it's s'intéresser, straight away you go, oh yeah, S apostrophe intéressé. But there's shitloads that don't. What should we go with? Se débrouiller de, to get rid of. Se débrouiller de. Se débrouiller de. It's an A verb. So Colin, if I gave you se débrouiller de, what's the verb bit you can hear in the middle?
Débrouiller.
Débrouiller, good. And what kind of a verb is it? Débrouiller, A or soft hard?
It's A.
Good. So if I gave you débrouiller, and I asked you to make it a short form, what would the short form be?
Débrouille.
Lovely. And if I gave you se débrouiller de, how would you say I'm getting rid of the woman from New York? I'm getting rid of the woman. How do you say I'm getting rid of the woman? It's an ABC verb, so you make the reflexive work.
Je m'ébrouille.
No, don't join them. The verb is
Je me débrouille. La femme.
Then what's the preposition that we had? Se débrouiller.
De la femme.
That's it.
De la femme de New York.
Oh, yeah, did the New York. Good. So that is an ABC verb. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is basically quite a lot of French. I'm getting rid of Gloria. I'm here. Gloria's there. In body, if not in mind. If I then make it reflexive, I do this. The only way I can then bring Gloria into the conversation is with another preposition, because I've done that verb to myself. I am interested in languages. Je m'intéresse. Je m'intéresse. It's like I've interested myself. How am I going to work to languages? I can't just go the languages. I can't have I interest me and the languages. I interest myself to the languages. So a lot of verbs will do this. All I'm saying is, hold on tight. We know what the rules are. We know how to handle as. We know how to handle does, order this business. All right? Listen, in the words of the great Beyonce. Well, other people sang it before. Lovely, 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 lovely. Okay, so in overview, we have very speedy rendition of everything that you need to know for next week. Session, first session. A, soft hard, slogan for the present tense. We've got snake verbs, prendre verbs, weird and easy, twisters. We're good. We then learned our slogans for the different tenses. Present was, will, would, subjunctive infinitive. Present was, will, would, subjunctive infinitive on the auxiliary. The was everybody A, E on EA. The will is Ray, Ra, Ron. The future was Ray, Ra, Ron, sorry. The would be everybody Ray, Re on Re. Then we had the subjunctive I'll talk about in a moment. Then we had the present in the middle, have or be. We know which ones are have. We know the be verbs are going to be the reflexives, the reciprocals, or the movement verbs. We then had the we found that most of the things were have. Okay, we then talk about like had in the middle, was in the middle in English, had in the middle in English is was in the middle in French. We spoke about the will have, the would have, all of this business. To achieve that with the reflexive verbs, we talked about poetry pasts. Je me suis, tu, t'es, il, c'est, nous, nous sommes, vous, vous êtes, ils se sont. We also, to push you guys forward, talked about shoving an on and an e up their ass. Je m'en suis, tu t'en es, il s'en est, nous nous en sommes, vous en êtes, ils s'en sont. Je m'y suis, tu t'y es, il s'y est, nous y sommes, vous y êtes, il s'y est. Ils s'y sont, pardon. Whatever. We spoke about that. Then we brought in pronouns generally. We were like, yeah, so le, la, les for the direct, lui, leur for the indirect, okay, and ce for the reflexive, and everybody else was me, te, nous, vous. And we've all learned how to do the linking. Me, te, nous, vous. We know how to do that linking. Then we talked about subjunctive. We said if it's an A verb, the only people that change are going to be E on and EA. Yep, want, need, doubt, fear, impersonal, emotional was the bulk of your work for the moment. Cut in the middle. So Luc wants me to eat. Luc veut que je mange, que tu manges, qu'il mange, que nous mangions, que vous mangiez, qu'il mange. And then we spoke about the subjunctive in the middle, which is basically going to be soit, 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 soyons, soyez, soit, or a on a. We spoke about that. Then we went into relative pronouns, where we went I've reviewed this damn class last week so many times. Qui or que, who's coming next? So the person you've just mentioned, are they doing the verb? Use qui. You're bringing somebody else to do the verb, or rather, you're bringing in a named subject. I have to be clear, because you can use que and it'd be the same person. Are you stating the name of the person, the sub? Are you giving a character to the verb? So I think that I am going. Je pense que je vais. If you're going to pop somebody before the verb, it needs the que. If it's like Luc, qui habite, it's the person you've just mentioned going straight into the verb. You don't need it every time. Luc lives in London. Luc habite à Londres. We don't have Luc qui habite à Londres. It would be like, which person? The man who lives in London. Relative pronoun is like an answer to a question. Yeah. Then we spoke about ce qui and ce que, which is the same ideas, but with the what. Then we spoke about anything preposition. Yeah. Son, avec, pour, all of that crap. With a qui, with a lequel, laquelle, lesquels. So, for example, we had our friends like auquel, singular and plural, à laquelle, all of this business. Okay. Then we spoke about dans, which most of you have mastered this week. If you've got some shit that normally goes person, verb, de, object, and then you start with the object, it'll be a dans instead. Unless it was using from, in which case you'll use de qui or duquel, de laquelle, desquels. And then we came into the final week. And the final week of the grammar preparation was adjectives with one. My one. The big one, the small one. Le petit, la petite. Choose the gender, choose the plurality. Choose the gender, choose the plurality. That goes for most of today's session. Choose the gender, choose the plurality. Le petit, la petite, les petites. The big blue one, la grande bleue. Whatever. Then we spoke about using en, en if it was one with the verb. Yeah, so j'en achète un, all of this business. Then we spoke about using the possessives. We need mien or mien or tien or tien or sien or sien or notre, votre and leur with the words. With the words. A bit like which. We might need a the word, right? So le mien, la mienne, les miennes, les miens, les tiens, all the way down. Then we spoke about using which. We actually went the other way around, but I should normally have gone which first as a reminder, which is when we have quel and we have a word after it. Fine, use quel. Which restaurant? Quel restaurant? Colin, what is your favourite restaurant? Quel est ton restaurant? Fine, I'm allowed to use quel because the restaurant has come to the right of the word quel. If I need something before the left of the word quel, it's going to be a le, la, les, because I've not said the noun. And lequel will appear in two situations in French after the preposition from last week's class, so avec lequel, or on its own as a standalone word. Which one? Lequel, laquelle, lesquels. Then we dealt with the C conundrum, which was ce, cette, ces, cette, ça, ceci, and cela, and celui, celle, ce, and celle, which could be followed by something else. That is what we have done up to here. We only briefly at the end sprinkled a little soupçon of ABCers. Okay? And it's the worst time to give you a new concept when your brains are exhausted. I know how hard Colin is working to grab on. All I would say is this. There is very little new grammar. There's nothing left to do. You've got all the tenses. You know how to handle pronouns. You know how to handle relative pronouns. There are not really many more. The only possible thing I can think you could do is ce qui, ce que. We might have ce dont or ce à quoi. So how do we use what if the next verb would have used a de or the next verb would have used an a? It's just combinations of the same thing. It's combinations of the same thing. Luke gives me the new verb to resent somebody. I resent her. Je lui en veux. Ooh, I've got two pronouns, lui, indirect, and en. I need to keep those pronouns going. When I say I used to resent her, je lui en voulais. Oh, keep those pronouns going. Luke said I resent her. Luc est triste que je lui en veuille. Subjunctive. We've done the irregulars. The girl I resent. Well, okay, it might be a complicated verb, but lui, c'est à quelqu'un. C'est à quelqu'un. So la fille à qui j'en veux. All random shit. What was the original verb? Did it have an at? Did it have a de? How do we reverse it? Yeah, there's no more grammar, really. I'll just say you need one of those. You need one of those. All right, that's literally it. Everything else is just a question of vowels, consonants, and applying the rules. So it should really start snowballing now. So I don't like repeating the first 6 sessions thereon, as I'm sure you can imagine. Yeah, when I turn up and I've worked my tits off, I charge you all for 1 hour as well. Let's be very frank. I always put these public classes at the end of the day, apart from the first one on Monday, so I can go over if we need to go over. And I like doing it because I know it's people that wanted to do French for a long time. And I turn up after 7 fucking calendar days, and people do not know qui, que, ce qui, ce que, preposition lequel, preposition le, la, lesquels. You can preposition qui, preposition le, la, lesquels, or don. You can see why I'm a pissy bitch, can't you? So be on top of what we've done this week. Yes, or be on top of a rusty spike, Gloria, because I'm not working this hard. Be on top of it. All right. You don't make progress, people, now unless you've got the grammar. And I don't mean to be rude, but that is how it works. You can't just be a vocab person that's got a few good words. You need to get the context when you learn vocabulary so that it then stays with you. You need to feel it. Colin doesn't just learn the word for limited company. Yeah, une société, responsabilité limitée, whatever. So you don't just go, oh, a limited company is this. It's like, oh, you know, to minimize the risks of whatever, she created a limited company, you know, pour minimiser les risques. And you've got to say it in context. So you need to know the grammar to say the damn sentence. Okay, any old fucker can do vocab. It's not going to get you into
C'est pas,
all right. So
c'est pas facile pour moi.
you just, I've never known anyone to gift for excuse.
C'est pas facile pour moi.
Yeah.
C'est
As opposed
difficile
to what
pour
we actually
moi.
what you talk about. This would all be you'd have done this 25 years ago. You be on top of what we're doing, otherwise it's bye glory on the ejector seat. Lovely, and I'll put a fucking spike on the ejector seat. Right, if you've watched this video at home, I don't think anybody's in any doubt about how much effort has gone into it. These people pay me per hour on coffee. There will be a coffee link under this video. Please feel free to buy this sad bitch a coffee because this takes a lot of effort. It's also my birthday tomorrow, and I might put the coffee fund together and buy myself a slice of cake. So I will speak to you soon. Well done, well done, well done, well done. You've got this here. Now listen, final sentence. In the same way, because I'm nice, last week had a revision video for the one. No, sorry, for the relative pronouns. There is a revision video for the one crap. I will also be posting that up round about Sunday, Monday. All right? If it hasn't gone up by Tuesday, or if you think you're ready for it, and you go, right, Luke, do your worst, send it me, I will do that. But I need, individually, not in a group, okay? But I need you to honestly be like, Luke, I get the difference. Le mien, la tienne, les miens, celui, le. All right? Go away. Well done. Good concentration. Actually, it's lovely to have you with us. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.